First up, the Eddy County Health Council is hosting a community listening session today, Wednesday, January 14th, from 2 to 4 p.m., held at the Southeast New Mexico College Gym, 1500 University Drive, Carlsbad. This is a chance for service providers and community stakeholders to help shape the future of behavioral health in Eddy County. Register today by emailing Leah Peacock at coordinator@eddycountyhc.org. This Friday, January 16th, join local artist Haley Roja for News and Brews, Desert Postage at Nervous Purvis Brewing Company from 6 to 7 p.m. She will walk you step by step through a colorful custom desert stamp theme on an 11 by 14 canvas. No art experience is needed, and your $40 ticket includes all supplies and your first beverage. Choose from craft beer, cider, wine, or a non-alcoholic option. Spots are limited to 25 guests, so snag your spot now through the brewery's Facebook page or website. Tickets are available for this year's Martin Luther King Jr. Scholarship Banquet. The event will be held Friday, January 16th at 6 p.m., hosted by the Carlsbad Community Foundation. Funds raised support the MLK Scholarship Committee's Demand Fund and Scholarship Fund through the Carlsbad Community Foundation. Mr. Tommy Lyles from Chevron will be the keynote speaker. carlsbadfoundation.org/MLK for more information. On Saturday, January 17th, the Cavern Theater at 210 North Canyon Street, Carlsbad, presents the 1966 classic Batman the Movie. Watch the dynamic duo face 4 supervillains with a secret invention. There are 2 showtimes available, a matinee at 2 and an evening showing at 6 p.m. Also on Saturday, January 17th, the Carlsbad Community Concert Association presents vocalist Lauren Jelinkovich. The performance begins at 7 p.m. at the PR Leva Auditorium, 800 West Church Street, Carlsbad, with doors opening at 6:30. On Saturday, January 18th, Nervous Purvis Brewing Company is turning the tap room into an indoor movie on the lawn for family movie night, showing Shrek. Doors reopen at 4:30 p.m. and the movie starts at 5:30 p.m. Admission is free and popcorn will be available. Please note, seating will be on the concrete floor, so bring your own lawn chairs, blankets, or pillows. As they say, your bottom will thank you. On Monday, January 19th, join in for a celebration of Martin Luther King Jr. Day with a march and park activities. Staging and lineup begins at 9:30 a.m. at MLK Park in Carlsbad and will end with a ceremony at the Cavern Theater. Breakfast burritos will be served at the park, and donations support the MLK Jr. scholarship effort. For those looking to gain life-saving skills, Southeast New Mexico College is offering an American Heart Association First Aid and CPR course on Tuesday, January 20th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. This 6-hour certified course costs $150 and will be held at the SNMC Workforce Training location at 505 Alta Vista Street at the former Joe Stanley Smith Elementary School. This kicks off the new spring catalog for SNMC Workforce. On Wednesday, January 21st, SEMC Workforce is also hosting a confined space safety course from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. This 8-hour course costs $200 and teaches hazard identification and safety entry procedures. Get more information at senmc.edu/workforce. Also on Wednesday, January 21st, head to Milton's Brewing at 213 West Vermont Street for Brews and Books at 6:30 p.m. Enjoy a fun group discussion about the book of the month. This month is the contemporary cozy romance novel and Goodreads Choice Award winner, Great Big Beautiful Lie by Emily Henry. A couple food bargains to keep your eye on. A daily food happy hour at PJ&B's Rio Cafe at 301 West Church Street offers buy one entree, get one half off, plus a free large drink with any purchase. Happy hour runs Monday to Friday from 2 to 7 p.m. Also, I noted yesterday that the Pizza Inn on Pierce Street is offering adult buffets all day, Monday through Friday, for $8. Now it's time for our Eddy County Quickies Micro News. The Artesia Solid Waste Department reminds residents not to overfill dumpsters as open lids can strike overhead power lines. Additionally, mattresses and furniture should be taken to the transfer station for free disposal rather than placed in dumpsters to avoid truck damage. Carlsbad police arrested 59-year-old Fat Chung following an incident at a local nail salon on South Mesquite Street. Chung is charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon and tampering with evidence. Amazingly, a new species, Speleotherium, or cave beast, has been identified from fossils originally found in Carlsbad Caverns Muskox Cave in 1976. This 700-pound animal lived roughly 20,000 years ago during the late Pleistocene. The city of Carlsbad has begun draining Lake Carlsbad and portions of the Pecos River within city limits for mandatory inspections, maintenance, and cleaning. FocusNMDaily.com has an excellent article by Carrie Jeffress on Carlsbad's own Cark Inc. Check it out, along with our community forum interview with Carla Niemeyer on this beloved local facility, which is, as Jeffries said, a place of safety, dignity, and belonging. According to OKEnergyToday.com, Devon Energy acquired more than 900 acres of oil and gas leases from the Bureau of Land Management, all three in Eddy County. According to KOAT, hundreds of protesters in New Mexico have joined the anti-ICE protests that have broken out nationwide since the killing of Renee Nicole Good in Minneapolis on January 7th. Finally, a recent CityBuzz.co article reports that the Carlsbad Department of Development announced the groundbreaking of the Riverview Apartments in the Cascades development. The $7 million project is expected to deliver 36 apartment homes to address the high housing demand in Carlsbad. Now it's time for Weekend Wanderer. Recently, I drove up to Ruidoso for the first time with the family via Capitan so that I could go to the Smokey Bear State Park and visit the grave of the bear who claimed the name and the country's hearts so many years ago. You may remember that I mentioned this in a former Weekend Wanderer from my husband's notes. Along the way, I fell in love with Lincoln, New Mexico, and its cute little B&Bs, two of which are currently available to purchase. If only I were retiring now, at least one of them would be mine. The first is a Jack Dolan house built in 1888 and listed on the National Historic Registry. It was previously renovated to serve as a B&B, small restaurant, and gift shop. Dolan was a prime player in the Lincoln County War, a battle between rival factions that led to Billy the Kid being hired to protect cattle, or more likely to drive out his rival, Dolan. This failed, and the bloody war ended in a stalemate. Dolan died later, out on his ranch at the age of 50. Right across the street, you'll find the old Wortley Hotel, built in 1872 and once owned by Sheriff Pat Garrett. U.S. Marshal Bob Ollinger ran from here to his own death when he confronted the escaping Billy the Kid after he overpowered and killed Deputy J.W. Bell and made his escape. He was later ambushed and killed by Pat Garrett himself in Fort Sumner, where the two had previously been gambling acquaintances before Pat Garrett was elected sheriff. The small town has an annual festival, Old Lincoln Days, which usually occurs in the first week of August. It is a weekend-long festival with a folk pageant of the last escape of Billy the Kid, gunfights, reenactments throughout town, educational opportunities on the history of the area, and vendors, activities, and entertainment. According to DiscoverRuidoso.com, the last escape of Billy the Kid is one of the last remaining folk pageants in the U.S. performed entirely by local volunteers, many of whom are descendants of the original cast. Experience the gunfights, betrayals, and bravery that shaped Lincoln County's history, from the killing of John Tunstall to the Battle of Blazers Mill and Billy's daring courthouse escape. I hope to make it out to the Old Lincoln Days myself this summer. That's your Midweek Matters for today from Carlsbad, the seat of Eddy County. Thank you for listening in Artesia, Carlsbad, Hope, Loving, and all the areas in between, out in the fields and on the roads. If you have an event you'd like us to consider sharing, email or invite events@kccc930am.com. This show was produced in partnership with Southeast New Mexico College, Workforce and Community Education.